Football isn't just about who looks good on paper. It's about who shows up when the lights get blinding, the pressure gets suffocating, and the season hangs by a thread. And right now, there's one team quietly shaping into a Super Bowl favorite, but there's also one thing standing in Sean McVay's way. Plus, Sunday Night Football is coming in hot, with the Rams and the Buccaneers in a matchup that could flip the NFC narrative. Let's break it all down. Welcome back to the Rams Squad Show, the home of bold takes, deeper dives, and the unfiltered truth about Los Angeles football. Today, we're slicing into three massive storylines. Are the Rams emerging as true Super Bowl contenders? What exactly is the one thing McVay can't afford to ignore? And how does this Sunday Night Football showdown with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers set the stage for the rest of the season? Sit tight. If you're a Rams fan, today's episode is built for you. Let's kick things off with the question everyone wants answered. Are the Rams really Super Bowl favorites right now? Look, every year the league crowns its August darlings and October disappointments, but the Rams are carving out a different identity. They aren't flashy pretenders, they're foundational builders. Everything starts with a head coach who knows how to evolve, a quarterback who makes the throws most others won't even attempt, and a defense that punishes mistakes. The offense is humming with crisp rhythm, pre-snap motion that forces defenders to reveal their intentions, and a passing game that's become one of the most versatile in the NFL. The run scheme isn't about brute force, it's about angles and timing, exploiting just a sliver of daylight and turning it into chain-moving consistency. And when you have receivers who understand McVay's system on a molecular level, suddenly every play looks like a problem the defense simply can't solve. Now, defensively, this team is built on speed and controlled aggression. They bend when they want to, and they break when you make mistakes, not the other way around. Young studs are taking big steps, and the veterans aren't just filling space, they're dictating tone. For a team many wrote off as retooling, the Rams have become the team you don't want to see in December or January. But with all that momentum, here comes the twist. There is one thing standing in Sean McVay's way, and it's not an opposing coach, not a quarterback, not an injury, and not even the schedule. It's consistency. The Rams' ceiling is championship high, but their floor still dips lower than it should. When they lock in, they look like they can beat anyone. When they lose focus, just for a drive, a quarter, or a half, they open the door for teams they should bury early. McVay's system demands precision, timing, discipline, and near-flawless execution. And sometimes, especially with younger players, that standard slips. The truth is simple. The Rams don't have a talent problem. They don't have a coaching problem. They have a focus problem. And if McVay can eliminate those lapses, even just by 20%, this team becomes a genuine nightmare for the entire NFC. Championship runs aren't defined by highlight reels, they're defined by the ability to play your A- game on days when everything feels off. That's the next step for LA. Now let's roll into what might be the most telling game of the season, Rams versus Buccaneers on Sunday Night Football. Prime time, the whole country watching, and two franchises with something to prove. Let's talk matchups. Starting with the obvious, can the Rams' defense disrupt Tampa Bay's rhythm early? The Bucs love to push the ball downfield, stress safeties, and force corners into uncomfortable one-on-one situations. But the Rams have the speed to contest those deep shots and the discipline to keep everything in front of them. If they take away the explosives, Tampa Bay will be forced into long drives, and that's when the Rams' defense becomes lethal. Switching sides of the ball, the key for LA is balance. You don't need to run for 150 yards to control the tempo. You just need to run effectively enough that Tampa's linebackers hesitate. Hesitation opens up the intermediate crossers. Hesitation opens up the perimeter screens. Hesitation opens up everything McVay wants to scheme off his wide zone looks. If the Rams stay ahead of the sticks, the Buccaneers will be in for a long night. But here's the hidden storyline. The Bucs know they're underdogs, and teams with nothing to lose can be dangerous. They'll throw exotic blitzes, unpredictable fronts, and disguised coverages at the Rams to try and steal a possession or two. How well LA handles that chaos will be the defining factor of this game. The Rams don't need perfection, they need poise, good decisions, smart football, execution over ego. This SNF matchup is more than just another game. It's a measuring stick. Win it, and you don't just stay in the playoff conversation, you enter the contender conversation. Lose it, and questions start creeping back in. Are the Rams ready? Are they stable enough? Are they consistent enough to make a run? And that brings us back to McVay's biggest challenge, keeping this team locked in for all 4 quarters. Because the version of the Rams we've seen at their peak, that team can absolutely play into February. That team can shock the league. That team can win it all. The question isn't whether the Rams can reach that level, it's whether they can stay there. And that's what Sunday Night Football will help reveal. That's going to wrap it up for today's episode of the Rams Squad Show. If you're rolling with the Rams this season, if you believe in the blueprint, and if you're ready to see what this team can really become, you're in the right place. Make sure you subscribe, drop your predictions for SNF in the comments, and tell me, are the Rams Super Bowl favorites in your eyes? Thanks for tuning in, and as always, stay loud, stay proud, and stay horns up.